last week because it was Golden Week. Today we are talking about Black Clover, and it's the limit of Astas union form. Is Magma biting off more than what he can chew? And Soul Chain Death Match. Like, I don't even know where this comes from. How does he even develop this new power and stay into the end? Because later we're going to talk about what's going to happen in the next chapter. Welcome to Otaku International Podcast. I'm Ike Senpai. This week we're going to be talking about Black Clover 291. Here with me hosting today, we have Kiwi-Cha and we have ChillyCracker also as our special guest. We're also going to be rating the chapter 1 out of 10. We're going to have a live Q&A about the chapter, and we're going to open the chat up for any questions. Please keep your questions until we say to post them. And before we start, join our Discord and be a part of the Otaku family. We talk about all types of anime, mangas, and manhwas that you can even think of. It's toxic free, great people from all around the world. Join us and talk with, other people just like you. Now, let's get this started. The limit of Astas union form. When I first read this, read the chapter, and Nox starts talking to Asta about kind of like the development of what's going on with him and stuff. I think this little in-depth information, like the whole 30 minutes thing, it's absolutely important to know, especially with the layout of the fight. What do you think about this moment of the limit of Asta's union form, ChillyCracker?
So, I mean, so far they've actually said, like, Noct went up to him and is like, I see your union form is not complete yet. So, technically speaking, I feel like he can improve his limit so much more because even though his limit right now is 5 minutes, who knows? He could actually end up being able to hold it, like, even longer for hours, maybe. Like, once he completely masters it and develops it more.
Yeah, definitely. It's man, this moment is kind of like the fact that we know, because I know before when he said the 5 minutes, we're like, oh man, 5 minutes. How many times a day can he do this? And now Austin's saying he can do it in the next 30 minutes. Oh man. Now we're kind of on that like spectrum. I'm like, what's gonna happen between those 30 minutes every time? Kiwi, what do you think about this?
I like how it has a time limit for his, and that his body gets like really, because I was scared that it doesn't have the limit, but I'm glad that it finally has the limit. This is what I was looking for. I was like saying, guys, we need to have a limit because he's overpowered if he has this. This is insane. But I'm glad that we have a really good limit. And his union power, honestly, and it's starting to grow to me. I mean, at first it looks weird, but I starting to love it. I like it. Honestly, I expect something more later on, but I feel like he's gonna be one of the like a union form with swords surrounding him and using it like chop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still dream that. But anyway, his union form was good. The limit for it, it's. I honestly like this chapter better than the last chapter. I'm just not gonna.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, definitely, because like I think a lot of people were really freaking out about Asta being overpowered and what he's able to do and what he's not able to do and stuff like that. And I think giving this buffer of 30 minutes, which we don't know how many times he can do it in a day. So far, he just told us he can do it in another 30 minutes. So I hope he can do it continuously after every 30 minutes.
I think it's like one of those like in hockey, like you remember how in fourth gear, like you have to wait until 10 minutes before let's see, Luffy uses fourth gear, it's kind of like that. He has to wait until 30 minutes, but at the same time, with that, he's still breaking. Like, it's like a combination of a fourth gear and uh and what's that called?
Uh-huh.
Second gear, that it's kind of killing your body as well because he's not used
Okay,
to it. He's
yeah.
not, so it's hurting his body, but at the same time,
Mhm,
it's breaking him, and then things could factor about that. So they
mhm.
need to make sure that they have a backup in case something happened to Asta.
That's true. Because now that we have that 30-minute buffer, it's like in between that frame, what is everyone else going to be doing while Asta's not able to save the day? It's like I see now what Nox says.
Yeah.
I think the moment was when he said, right now is kind of like the worst situation, and like even if
Mm-hmm.
Union form isn't there, like at least his anti magic will be useful. But he's
Mm-hmm.
also in pain during that time, which we've seen him in a lot of pain before. So
No,
it's
but
not like
this one is like it's truly breaking. It's like one for all, like you know how in
yeah,
thing, but it's breaking your entirety.
yeah, exactly. Um, moving on from that, is all right. Is Magma biting off more than he can chew? Like as soon as he comes into this chapter, man, I like it. Jack's getting beat up. He's bleeding everywhere. He's got his little knives everywhere and stuff like that. He's working everything he can. Um, and he's just not getting it in. He's not going there. And it's
Mm-hmm.
out of nowhere. Magna just boom hits freaking what's his name? Dante in the face. Hits Dante in the face, and Dante's not phased at all. And then they come in looking all badass and stuff like that, like the little gangster he is. Uh, um, and it's just interesting, and he just came in way too cocky. Like, what do you think about that, Kiwi? What do you think about Magna coming in kind of like just biting up more than you chew?
Honestly, I when I see this, I'm like looking at like, are you insane? Why didn't you do that when Yami's getting taken away? When Asta freaking chop his leg, say, hey, yeah, this. I was like,
Mhm.
where is this technique from? Did you put it out of? Did you take it out of your ass or something, or were you training while this thing is happening? Like, oh my god! Like seriously, we need explanations. Why? I get it, you're weak, you wanted to, you're suffering because Yami
Mhm.
got taken away, but we need he basically uh, Magma is out of his league. I feel like there's a risk doing that. Yeah, it's gonna be a double-edged sword. It feels like, okay, if you kill Dante, it's gonna kill you too. Do you really think that chain thing, it's connected? You may not know
Mhm.
the properties, maybe it could kill you too if
We'll
it
get to
has
that.
the
Though. We'll get to the chain in a second.
okay, but I'm just saying, it's yeah.
Yeah, I do. I see what you mean. He kind of just comes in. I like Zara and him. They both come in looking badass. All right, I understand that. All the Black Bulls, I'll just say it now. All of them, in a very keen sense, that what their powers are, they are really badass. Because there's a lot of generic powered people out there, and the Black Bulls just has this next level magic that now that we're seeing again, next level magic that's going on. ChillyCracker, what do you think about Magna? Do you think he's coming in here, biting off more than he can chew, or do you think he's going to put it down?
Okay, so when he first jumps in, I full-hearted believe that he was biting off more than he could chew because
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
when he first comes in, yeah, because even Dante is like, "Why are you even here?" He cringed when he saw him. He's like, "You're not even worth my time." And he even had the audacity to be like, "All right, go ahead and hit me as much as you want. Take your fill and then leave." I was like, "Wow, the disrespect!" And then right after that, like, it
Mhm.
showed that little like clip thing about like why he was there whenever Yami got taken,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Zara literally was like, "No, your spell's not complete yet," which I don't know. I still feel like they should have jumped in to help, but
Yeah, it's like you see your boy getting jumped right there. Come on now, you got to go
yeah,
help. I don't care how. I don't care. I don't care how
Yeah,
strong he is. I know
I mean,
everyone else was doing it at least. Asta didn't give a crap. He just jumped in.
I know, but if the spell wasn't complete, this could be a complete game changer. Like, I don't have
Yeah.
that many good views on Magna only because
Mhm.
he's not very powerful. But the
Oh
soul
yeah,
chain thing, like, that could be a complete game changer.
definitely. Which in that sense, going over Soul Chain Death Match, like I don't even. Where does this type of spell come from? I know Zara, he has trap magic and stuff like that, but to be able to teach him to throw an attack and chain the person, and even I don't know, it looks like he kind of dissipates his magic or shares the magic. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if it puts him on the same level or not. It doesn't really explain it to a full extent, but like what is going on with this? Kiwi, what do you think about this new spell he has?
It's still I told you
Uh,
it's like a half, like I rather if like Magma
hmm.
kind of like with like I forgot his name, Leo,
Oh
like
yeah.
he has a new spell that controls
Mhm,
his surrounding and works with his mana zone, like
mhm,
it, like unlock his mana area. I would love that because he's like his Magma, so he's more hotter than Leo. Keep that in mind,
mhm.
so he can turn himself into a really Magma like Ake if
Has he
you
showed
know.
that though? Has he showed that yet? Or anything like that? I hope so.
No, he doesn't. That's why for me, using this chain thing, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, no, I don't like it. Honestly, this is something
Uh,
that is nah.
what how about you, ChillyCracker? What do you think about this Soul Chain death match? Like what is going on with this? What do you think about it?
So when I hear the soul chain deathmatch part, I'm thinking of like Greek mythology and like chains of
Mhm.
Tartarus.
Oh my
Like
god.
Oh,
that's
nice.
what I'm
Yes.
thinking of. I mean, he flat out says that it takes your magic and my magic, puts it together, and splits it in half.
Yeah.
So if the chain is
Yes.
if the chain is connecting them together, it makes me think of the whole Tartarus thing and keeping you down to a minimum level.
Mhm.
That way, like no one's overpowered. So I think that's kind of really cool in a way.
It's
Yeah.
And not
cool, but it's deadly.
yes,
Oh,
very. And it like completely surprises Dante. He's like, "How did a peasant do this to me?"
A peasant.
yeah.
A peasant.
And you know what? Adding to that, this Soul Chain death match, the fact that he's able to do this, what tier does that put his magic on? Because to be able to manipulate someone else's magic like that, that's not lower tier magic at all. That's like
I
that's
would give him
almost
an
go ahead.
A rank. I would give him A rank, but I would not give him like arcade level
So
yet.
if you think about that, that's kind of on the same level as um was her name Vanessa and her being able to change destiny and stuff like that.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
yes.
not exactly like that, but it's the fact that he can do this to anyone that's stronger than him. And he can manipulate their own powers to put them on the same level. That is a big, big skill jump from just
Yes.
throwing fire and hitting fire with a baseball bat.
I,
That is
I
absolutely huge.
I really think it actually could be arcane though, because everyone Yami's picked so far has some type of arcane stage. I mean,
Yeah.
when Gray healed Gosha's like wound, like there's like, oh, so you are arcane, like
No,
almost
but arcanes are like people that
Otherworldly.
has mixed with a little devil. Like for example, Charlotte. The
no,
reason she's arcade was because there was a mix of the curse, that thing, like a little bit of demon in their thing
I
that
don't
is involved.
necessarily think that because Noelle counts as arcane.
Vanessa counts as arcane.
Yeah, they
Go,
all count as arcane because they're able to it's outside, what was it, otherworldly magic.
yes,
It's kind of like that.
and
Um
if this is like the Greek mythology for like Tartarus, I mean, like with the soul chain and stuff, it could potentially be an arcane stage.
yeah, definitely. Most definitely. And I think it's very interesting. I think it's interesting that he did this because you know what? I think a couple chapters ago we were talking trash about him.
Yeah, we were.
we're talking trash about him. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you better have something good. And I'm not gonna lie, this is an actual next level skill to be using against people, especially if he uses this against one of the devils. Dude, I don't know if they'll work because they don't really have like physical bodies, but like I think this is a pretty badass skill to give him. I still think he's a little bit trash, but
I mean, I do find it a little concerning though.
yeah.
I wish
yeah,
I wish they just changed his hairstyle. Just
his hairstyle. Why? What are they gonna do? They're gonna give the little what is it? The Japanese little fufa thing that comes up and it makes you look like a freaking gangster.
yeah,
that's the only thing they can do him.
I would actually think that.
He's gonna be a rebel and dyed all blonde.
Yeah. Moving on from that, man, let's take it to how does this actually develop his new powers? Is this just going to be a 1D skill for him, or is this going to make his other powers a lot more better as well? What do you think about that, ChillyCracker? Do you think this new soul chain deathmatch is an addition to, or is going to help with the advancement of his magic, or no?
I don't think it does. I mean, this magic alone, the Soul Chain Deathmatch, in itself, it's putting him on equal terms with his opponent. So I feel like it's not going to boost his power per se. But I mean, if he keeps using his powers, because if you look at right now, he's got like some type of flame brass knuckle. That's kind of new too.
Yeah, that is new. That is new. It is cool.
Yeah. So I mean, he probably like developed it so it's more of a hand-to-hand combat kind of deal. So I don't think it's going to improve his stats or anything. But the fact that he split his magic with his opponent to where it's even between both sides, if he ended up getting more powerful, then technically that power would also go to his opponent too. So I feel like it's kind of equal and hand in hand.
Yeah, that is true. And you know what? On that, in that sense, actually bringing up what Kiwi said about Magna. If he was able to turn those brass knuckles into lava and like he starts duking it out with people, I'm just saying that would be absolutely literal fire. That would I don't even know what to say about that one. That would be cool. That would be absolutely cool. Kiwi, what do you think about this new his new power? Like how does it like develop him and his new power even further?
I just hope it can increase his way of range and his mobility and his versatility. I feel like that would set up a good one, and I hope he learns more spells.
Yeah, that is true. It's just one of those things. And one thing I do want to bring up, his style of fighting, you know, the gangster style of fighting and stuff like that. The chain, putting them together, keeping them in a circle and stuff like that. I think keeping them really close could be a good thing and a bad thing, because what if that person's necessarily more agile? Because I know that their magic and strength is split and the same now. But if that person's more skilled than him in fighting, wouldn't that put him in a disadvantage? So I think that's interesting right there. I think that's very interesting with his power. It could be literally. I think personally, it is absolutely a double-edged sword. What do you guys think about that?
I'm more concerned that the whole soul chain, if their souls are connected, what happens if one of them dies?
Oh,
that's what I mean. It's a double.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that one. That would be interesting. What happens if one of them? Oh yeah, pain. Well, no, it doesn't show that Magna doesn't look like he received any pain after he punched him.
I mean, not like per se pain, because I mean, if you're fighting someone, their soul's not going to be hurting. But if someone dies, their soul will dissipate, and if their souls are connected together to split their powers evenly, then it makes me a little concerned like that. Not to mention, he is technically getting half that devil magic inside of his body too, and we saw what happened with Nero when she used like devil magic. So I don't know.
You know what? I'm surprised that hasn't really done anything to him.
Exactly.
That's interesting. I'm surprised that hasn't done anything to him. because that would be that's literally one of those things that you got to like look out for, because usually when someone does manipulate the devil of magic, something usually happens.
Yes.
Something most specifically usually happens. So that is very interesting.
And I do
Go
have
ahead.
one more thing.
Mhm.
Not to mention, like, if he's connected his soul to Dante's, there
Mhm.
is still the devil's magic himself. Like, remember with Dante's sister, like, she let the devil take control of half her body. So there's another personality in there. So there's technically two souls in Dante, his self and his devil, Lucifero.
Mhm. Okay,
So
yeah, I see what you mean.
I just got so many questions.
Yeah, there's a lot of us do. Do you have anything to say about this one, Kiwi?
I agree. Honestly, I would agree.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? Moving on from that, taking all from beginning, middle to end. I want to see what you guys think about this. All right, let's go ahead. Let's rate this chapter. Okay, 1 out of 10. What do you think, Chili? What do you think? 1 out of 10.
In terms of like the whole surprising factor, whenever it led up to them showing up, him completely just laughing at them, saying like, "You guys aren't worth my time," just to get sucker punched by him whenever the soul chain connected. I'm gonna rate it as an 8.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Yes, 8 out of 10.
Okay. And how about you?
6.
6 out of 10.
Bibigyan ng bahay.
Oh man, 6 out of 10. All right, all right.
I mean,
Go ahead.
the reason I gave it 6.5 was because the surprise. Yes, it's cool. But I just don't like the way it was presented.
Mhm.
Ang mga test strips
It
ko
was
dito ay
more,
nasa kaya.
it was more of like, oh, I'm coming in. Okay. It wasn't exciting.
Oh yeah. That's I see what you mean. I see what you mean. You know what? When I think about it, starting from beginning, middle, and end, I think when it first came in through the intro with giving us some really important information, that being Asta's powers and the limit on his powers is actually really good, because the fact that they told us that it's a 30-minute buffer, or cooldown, let's go with cooldown, 30-minute cooldown. This 30-minute cooldown is gonna show how the fights throughout the entire arc is gonna be going, and so I think that's really crazy, and that's really cool how they did that. And then moving into Magna coming in, both Magna and Zara freaking helping Jack, and then it going into their story, saying what happened, impactful moments, showing that they know that this dude is a badass, and then Magna just throwing his new attack on him and just yeeting him in the face. Like that right there, you know what? That was a good way to end it. That was absolutely a good way to end it. To take one of the strongest people in the entire story that Asta and Yami was fighting and had an absolute horrible time against, and just having Magna come in and just decking this dude. I think, you know what? I will put this at 8 out of 10, just like you, Chili, just like you. I'll put it at 8 out of 10. And the reason it doesn't get a 9, because it wasn't really like a over, like they didn't really go all out on his magic. And then the reason I don't put it at a 10 is because we didn't get something. I feel like his little heartfelt moment wasn't really, I feel like they didn't put enough into it. I feel like they
And
didn't
it
put enough.
doesn't have a
Mhm.
doesn't have coolness.
I don't know what cool it is, but I feel like
Jet
there wasn't.
chains.
It didn't make me feel enough empathy. Let's say that it didn't make me feel enough empathy. There's a lot of times where I'm like, oh no, like the Knox story stuff, and then
Yeah.
also coming in looking badass. Like that was that gets you in the feels. Magna, you just kind of just sat there. You're just like, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're like, oh, okay, all right, keep going.
I guess you can be useful. Keep going.
So moving on from that, I want to talk about something really important, in which that is going to be what's going to happen in the next chapter. So,
I'll go first.
yep, Kiwi, send it. What do you think is going to happen in the next chapter?
He's gonna get his butt taken out.
So much confidence.
And well, they were gonna fight, but he's gonna get his thing,
Mhm.
and then Zoro might do something. Another, he has a backup plan and stuff, and then later on, it has to appear at some point because it's like
Okay,
since
Zenon.
we have a 30-minute buff, right? So has to come in to fill that 30-minute buffer time. So
Are you talking
while
about while fighting Zenon or already done with him?
like after him, because he's gonna go thing, because
Oh,
I know for a fact that he's gonna go find some more because of what happened to his history, or like find more answers, so he would might help you
mhm.
know the magma and thing, and they it kind of make it more development if help them, because it makes it more like I can see why Asta likes this guy. He's not as prejudiced, he's not as thing, and it gives more character development, especially those two.
Okay.
So I like it how if they can communicate and he saves them when they are getting knocked down, it would have been a perfect way for to showcase what his true ability is, and
Okay.
stuff. So I really want to fill in that 30-minute buffer time before Asta become union form again with Bibe.
So you want that to happen, or you think that's going to happen in the next chapter?
That's gonna happen in the next chapter. That's
Okay.
what
All
I'm
right. All
hoping.
right. How about you, ChillyCracker? What do you think's going to happen in the next chapter? What do you think they're going to follow up on?
I think the next chapter is either going to talk about the other people's fights or they're going to
Mm.
continue with this Dante fight because
Mm.
personally, with his power being halved, Jack can come in and actually just swoop in and take this win. Because if before Jack was having a hard time with 100%, but he was doing damage to him.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So if Jack
Oh
comes
man.
in, takes advantage of this 50% thing, they could potentially win. Not to mention
Yeah.
Zara. Zara is still in the game. We haven't seen what he learned at all because he was training for this too.
Yeah, he definitely has something now. He definitely has something now. And you know what? It's just one of those things that like, oh man, I want to see him. I want to see. He's so intelligent when it comes to the way he manipulates his traps. Like it's really crazy. And honestly, going off of what you said, I'm gonna go on what I think.
Mhm.
Uh, I think this next one is definitely going to be Magna duking it out with him, and then him realizing that he's just not strong enough, even though he had him. He's not strong enough to beat him, and it's going to go into Zara. You know what? I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he has sketchy going on, but there's no way he's just standing there. He doesn't just do that. He doesn't just stand there. He sits there and puts traps down the whole time. Maybe freaking Magna, every time Magna punches him, maybe there's a trap that's appearing on Dante's body every time he punches him. I don't know. Maybe something cool like that. Yeah, yeah. Maybe something
Or
cool like that's going on. They're planning something. And then in that sense, while they're doing that in Dante's weakest form, that's when Jack's gonna show up all badass behind him and said, "Did you think we were done fighting?" And just yeet
I
him
mean,
in half, yeet him in quarters, yeet him in thirds, yeet him in 14ths. Like I'm just saying. I hope that happens right there. I think that's gonna be the next chapter because I think we need to conclude this match. This match has
yes.
been going on too long and has had too much hype, and it needs to get finished.
I mean, Zara's already said that bigger traps take a longer time.
Mhm.
So what if Magna is literally just stalling for time while he's preparing this big trap?
Yes, exactly. And you know what? Moving on. Uh, moving on from that, let's go ahead. Let's do a Q&A about the chapter. What do you guys think? Post in a chat. Ask some questions. I actually think. Let's see. Going through here, I think someone said a question before. Kiwi, can you scroll through there and see? Um, I think someone posted ahead of time. Um,
His name is Anthony Royce.
Rios. Oh, that's for after. We'll save that one for after. Something about the now. Is there any other questions that's up there?
No, nope.
Where is it? Actually, I got a question myself. While you guys are posting that question, go ahead, send your questions. I'm gonna ask a question for the three up here very quick. Not counting Magna, because we just saw him, not counting Yuno, not counting Asta, not counting any of the people we've actually seen their new true magics go off. Who do you think is next that you're gonna see some badass magic? And there's three people that come to my head right now, and one person is gonna be Noelle, of course.
Yeah.
The other person is gonna be freaking oh man, why did I forget her name? The one with the freaking the werewolf, the glutton. God, what is her name? She's the dwarf. Do you remember who I'm talking about, Chili?
The black bull girl. It's
Black Hole Girl.
yeah. I give you a second. Chami.
Yeah, Chami.
Yeah.
I think there's the three people who I think need to stand out next. It's gonna be Charmy. It's gonna be Noelle. I want to see their powers. I want to see the true powers, Noelle, and I really do want to see Zara. So, like, what do you guys think is gonna happen between these three people? What kind of magic are we gonna see between Charmy, Zara, and Noelle?
Mana zones.
A monozone from each one of them.
I mean,
Yes.
What do you think you're gonna see out of that monozone? I want to know, like, what do you think it's gonna? What do you think they're gonna bring out? Actually, let's start that off with ChillyCracker.
For Noelle, I feel like she can probably make like a monozone and make it like some type of water-based monozone to like make it like a bubble where she only can actually breathe in and be able to like move around quickly because her mermaid form moves a lot quicker in the water. So if she's able to like completely make an entire area just of pure water and just so she can breathe in there, I feel like she can be a little bit more stronger. With Charmy, I mean, her wolf literally devours magic. So I feel like maybe she can absorb all the magic in the area.
She's like Asta.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But like say like someone like forms a monozone and she uses her wolf to actually like absorb all that mana from the monozone. That way it just neutralizes their monozone completely. Something along those lines.
Exactly. Kiwi, what do you think is gonna happen?
For Charmy, I would like her to master her other power, her other wolf power, to see what variables of it, and I do want to see Leo what Leo can do more of monozones or surroundings, and with Noelle, I want to see like water bubbles that is like bomb.
Okay, all right. You know what? Chili brought it up, and then what you just brought up too. Chili, I want to go to that Noelle moment. You're saying that she's going to do a bubble like as if she had the water spirit. Is that what you mean?
No, I wouldn't really say like the water spirit itself, because remember whenever the very beginning of the series, like she lost control of her magic and she made like this giant bubble that she almost drowned in.
Yes. Oh, yes, the sphere.
Yes.
Okay.
So what if she can make like a monozone to where no one can actually escape from it, and she has like all mobility inside of it?
Oh crap! That would be legit. Actually, that's actually a pretty cool monozone. That would be. Or this popped up in my head. Do you remember the water spirit when she summons the water knights?
Yes.
I'm just saying, what if Noelle ends up doing that? I just say, Metazord just bring them water knights. And they all fight on her behalf. That would be crazy. That'd be absolutely crazy. Along with what you just said. But to what you said about Charmy, Kiwi, you know what? With her, I really
need to see more wolf side instead of the sheep.
I want to see her like kind of not just having the wolf there the whole time, but I want to see if she can do some sort of union with the wolf.
That would be
Like,
kinda
I
cool.
know it's not a devil, I know that, but I want to see her like do some kind of body embodiment or something like that. Like she does like some kind of like glutton thing, and she like sucks him into her body, and then like she takes on his powers or something. I think that would be pretty badass because
Sheep.
dwarves.
There's a saying. There's a sheep skin with the wolf skin.
Mhm, mhm.
So what if she has a sheep skin while the wolf?
Oh, as like a disguise. Okay, that's interesting. I like that. I like that
It's
one.
like it's like what people saying. It's a
Mhm.
wolf under the
Exactly.
sheep's clothing
Yeah,
or something
wolf
like
in a
that.
sheep's clothing. Yeah. Actually, we have a question. Can we bring it up real quick? Um, it's from Apurv Krishna. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. um, do you think Magna's ability comes with a side effect? Um, like him getting injuries if someone else is involved in a match. And I think we actually talked about that earlier. I'm gonna start it off. I do think there will be side effects. I absolutely do, and I think those type of side effects is well. I said it before. If the person's more skilled than him in like fighting and martial arts and whatever, technically they have the advantage because he doesn't. Come on now, he doesn't have any martial arts. He doesn't have any of that type of. He has brawling like mentality where he just got to throw punches and stuff like that. So I think he definitely has. I definitely think that there's like some sort of disadvantage towards it. And when it comes to side effects, I think that I guess that would be the biggest side effect. That if the person is more skilled than him, he's kind of screwed. What do you think about that, Kiwi?
Like I said, I already know that there's gonna be like a restrainers like Asta, but I feel like it's going to take damage of him if he hits Dante. It's like a double-edged sword. So I think it's gonna be like that.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Chili, what do you think? I know you said something about it earlier, but I want you to go a little more in depth if you can. What do you think about that one?
Okay, so my thing would be two possibilities. He took Dante's magic and his magic, put them together, and split them out evenly. I'm thinking that there's a possibility that the Weg magic could have an effect on his soul because it is getting put into him in some way to make their powers even.
Mhm.
Or the possibility of if Dante does get killed, would his soul actually die along with it? Because if their souls are connected, if one goes, the other has to go too. So
That
those are
is
the
true.
two. Those are the two things that I could possibly happen.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Um, man, if that happens, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope he doesn't have that big of a side effect. I don't think Zara would want him to develop something like that if it had that big of a side effect, because I feel like he's a very particular person. So that's very interesting. And you know what? The more I think about this attack, actually, the trap magic, about Zara's trap magic and Magna's little throwing the ball and then having a freaking chain attached, I'm now realizing that this is actually all Zara's planning. It's not something that he developed. I think Zara is the one that showed him how to use trap magic to embed into his magic.
Mhm.
It
And
could be
that's
a
what we're
combo
seeing.
spell.
Exactly. I think that's exactly what we're seeing right now. I think we're seeing him utilizing that trap magic with his own fire magic. Which
Yep.
means which means Zara, hey, this dude better come in clutch. I'm just saying. He usually is very like, man, masterful. Let's go with that. Smart, articulate. He usually knows exactly how he plans things out from the very beginning. So I feel like there's some ultimate plan here. I know that part was a little off topic, but I hope we answered your question. I hope we answered your question. And you know what? We're actually getting. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, we have another question.
Yes. You know what? Moving on from questions about the chapter, we're going to move on to any questions at all. And one of the questions we have from Catherine, um, go ahead and put that back up. She says, "Have you guys seen the new Demon Slayer movie? If so, what are your thoughts?" Ooh. I'm gonna answer this first because I watched it in the movie theaters with my wife and my nieces and nephews and stuff like that. And of course, I read the manga. All right, I read the manga, but bringing it all together, wow, this animation in this was just crazy. The animation I felt like took it to a whole nother level. Um, and just from Demon Slayer itself already had crazy animation. It already had crazy animation. So when it went into this movie and it was showing all these details, I think when it went into their minds and their dreams and it showed their inner person and stuff like that, all of those, the way they set the animation up for that and the final battle, I'm not gonna say what the final battle is because I don't want to ruin it for some people. It was crazy. And you know what? I think if I honestly, I liked it overall. Some people did not like it. Some people did not like it, and it was a little interesting. But I thought I liked it. I think it was very true to the manga. I thought, actually, it was 100% true to the manga. It was 100% true to the manga. The animation was crazy, and the feel moments in it. Oh, Goku. Oh my gosh. It may have been another moment to cry. Not saying that I cried. Not saying that I cried. It may have been a moment to cry though. How about you guys? Did you guys watch it, Chili? How about you?
No. I have
You didn't
not
watch
watched
it?
it. No.
Oh my god.
Everything's closed where I'm at.
Oh yeah. No, everything's closed. Yeah, that is true. How about you, Kiwi? Did you get the chance to watch it?
Yes, I did.
What do you think about it?
It was okay. The only reason I like is the animation, but other than that, it was pretty mediocre. Guess it's okay.
Oh,
Mediocre?
you said the N word.
There was such good moments in there. Okay, wait up now. All right, we gotta talk about this now.
No,
So
no, no,
Tanjiro itself, the
no,
entire.
please don't.
Go ahead. Look, I'm gonna say this right now. Okay, I thought Demon Slayer the movie started from beginning to end. In the beginning, I wish there was more introduction on what was going on because really it was just a continuation of the anime. That's all it was. It was a continuation of what the anime was, and it pretty much took like 10 episodes of an anime and just put it into a movie. That's literally what they did. Or
They've been
4
doing that a lot.
episodes. And that's exactly what they did. But it was good. It was really good. The animation was good. The concept of what you can learn from it was good. I thought that
The only thing it's
characters.
popular is because of the animation.
Get out of here. I'm done
No,
with you.
no.
Get out of here. Why say such controversial thing? No.
The real question is, was it sub or dub?
You're gonna fight me. I watched it dubbed, all right, because I was in the United States at the time. I watched it dubbed, and it was because my nieces and nephews don't read sub, and so I had to watch it dub. I crossed my wife over though. She definitely reads sub. I'm just saying she's getting there. But we definitely watched it dubbed, and it was still really good. All right, it was still really good. We'll put Kiwi in the haters box over there. Don't worry about her.
I don't hate it. I just don't.
Yeah, sound like hate to me.
Just a mediocre.
Mediocre. Okay.
She keeps saying
All
the
right,
word.
we're gonna move to the next question. I think we had a question in the beginning. There we go. Anthony Rios. Anthony Rios, you said that I'm new to anime. From each one of you, what's one anime I should watch? Oh, for someone that's new to anime, actually, I'm gonna start with you, Kiwi. What do you think? Someone that's new to anime, what is something they should watch that you think they should watch?
That depends of what kind of genre they're into because it's hard to recommend them if it's something that it's going off by what we like or what most people think because if you don't like a certain genre, then it's not going to be your first anime. It's not going to work. It's not going to make you fall in love with it.
All right.
So
Well, about that, let's think of it in this context. If the person likes all genre, what is something that they should watch?
My Hero.
One that you think.
My Hero.
What is it?
My Hero.
That was the first one I was thinking of too.
Why?
Because one, if it's people who love Marvel, like got into the comics section, I feel like that would get them really into the My Hero Academia more, and they would search for something that is familiar. Because when you're searching for anime, you're searching for things that is similar to the series you have watched ever since when you first started, and you grow and grow and grow, and that's what makes you love anime even more.
Yeah, definitely.
Even Catherine agrees with me. She said, "I don't. I feel it wasn't there. There could be so much. All the high school.
That was for the movie. That was for the movie.
Yeah, I agree with her. See."
Oh gosh. How about you, ChillyCracker? What is an anime that right now, for someone that's new, would you think they should watch?
Konosuba. Konosuba all the way.
That's
Konosuba?
bad.
Konosuba.
Wait. Someone just now getting into anime, you want you to watch Konosuba?
I'm a full isekai person, so.
Oh my gosh.
Let's be honest. Yes, like if you get thrown, I mean, I did that with my best friend, and now he's addicted to anime. So I mean, Konosuba is the way to go. It opens up doors. You start to actually like an anime, and then you're like, oh, I should actually watch other animes to see what else I like.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's another. Guys, there's another question in the chapter.
Yes. Actually, yeah. Let me do my answer first. Let's finish the answer, and then we'll get to that one in a second.
Okay.
But for me, I think anime. I think you should watch. All right, anime. I think you should watch for someone who's brand new. It's not a newer generation, but I think, of course, it hits a lot of genres, and I think the perfect one is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I would definitely say Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood because it covers everything. It covers fantasy, it covers romance, it covers bonds between brothers and just kind of adversity. And it's also one of those things that will take you to a dark place. You didn't think it would, but it just it gets you. You're like, no.
If you're talking about that, then I might as well just go with Hunter x Hunter, because Hunter x Hunter.
I don't think someone should start off with Hunter x Hunter. That's different. That's so different.
You're right. Start them off with Death Note.
Yeah. I don't think we want to start off people with Hunter x Hunter and then we're like, wait a minute, is this guy a pedophile?
No, actually, non-anime people know about Death Note.
Then, well, they know about it because of Netflix, though. They definitely know about it.
No, because of the book. They said.
Oh, the memes? Is that what you're talking about?
No.
The Notebook.
The Notebook.
Yeah. But
because it was so big, everybody was in school. They like to do that, and so a lot of people.
Yeah, I used to pass one of those around in my high school.
Weirdo. What? Moving on from that, let's go ahead and hit that question that we saw before that we missed. What is next for Astas' power? Power-wise, because outside of controlling the uniform, he's capped. So what do you guys think about this? We're gonna start you off with Kiwi. Kiwi, what do you think about that? Go ahead and keep that question up though. What do you think?
What is physical strength? But if he's hurting, I don't know. He might be just waiting around. That's the only thing I can see Asa doing is punching.
Just punching?
Or
you're pretty much saying that because once he uses that union form and it's gone, he has pretty much nothing after that.
Or his
But-
sword, just
Yeah.
swinging at them, but that's it.
If you think about it, though, he doesn't have the union form anymore, but he's still Asta though, and I think
That's why I said
yeah.
swinging.
Well, no. He still has the anti-magic. He still has it. He still has his regular magic. It's not just physical strength or anything like that. Because Noct even said it. He's like, we can still use that anti-magic without the union form, even though it's with him in between. So I think that is one of those big things that we can look at too. Because you know what, he's not done and out. He's not necessarily capped. I don't think he's necessarily capped. So I think without the new uniform, and that he doesn't have, I think he's still Asta. He's absolutely still Asta. He's still overpowered. He will still beat in one shot 99% of the people in any of the wizard kingdoms. So I'm just saying, like any of the wizard kingdoms, I still think he will one shot them. But besides all the higher tier people, not necessarily. So I think he still has.
I beg of you. Just
What's
make Asta a bit taller and I'll be fine.
Make Asta taller. Nah, there's nothing wrong with being short. Jeez. ChillyCracker, what do you think about that? Not the
I
short
agree.
part, but all the other stuff.
I agree with you. Asta is going to be Asta, and he still has his anti-magic, and he can use that with his current strength. And he may not be fast without magic, but he still is able to actually somewhat keep up if no one's using magic.
Exactly.
But another thing I was curious about is we know Libe is with Asta. Libe is like a part of Asta.
Yeah.
We saw what Libe could do whenever Asta fought him to gain control of the whole Devil Union thing. And Libe can actually control the swords and make them float and attack him like the way they did. So who's to say that they can't team up together? I mean, they're already connected, so if they could split up and actually like be able to control the weapons, like it makes me think of like Jujutsu Kaisen whenever the main characters were fighting that one curse. They kept like switching back and forth and actually being able to.
Oh
like,
man, the boogie woogie moment.
Yeah, more or less. But like,
Oh,
it makes me think like he can throw the swords to him or have the swords appear on one side and to the other.
wow. I see what you mean. That's crazy. You know what? I can see something exactly like that going on. That'd be crazy. Very quick, actually, I want to give a shout out to Drip God Tattoo. He actually is the one that said that question. He's one of our he's one of our fans from the ABD Discord. Cool guy. And hopefully he comes in here and asks more questions later, because that was a good question. I like that question. Moving on from that, do we have any more other questions, Kiwi?
Nope, that was it.
That was all of them. I think there was another one in there though. Let's see before we move on. Okay. Hey, if you guys have any more questions or anything like that, please say something now. We'll come back to it. But moving on from that, at this time, is there anything any of the hosts want to add on to this chapter or into this podcast or anything you guys didn't get to get out before? Nothing? Okay. Very quick. You know what, guys? That if there's no questions and there's nothing from them, that wraps it up for us. Be sure to watch our podcast live again. If you guys like to take part in this experience, please leave comments down below, and we will use them in the next podcast and even give you a shout out. So we'll go live 3 p.m. CST and 9 p.m. CET. Monday is Black Clover, and Fridays is One Piece. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more of this content, please follow us on Instagram, Twitter, like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and comment below. One big thank you from all of us from Otaku International. Everyone, bye.